Hello and welcome back to another episode of whysosidious, a nerd podcast. We are live today on YouTube, bringing you another edition of Week in Geek. My two co-hosts joining me today are Jeremy and David. And we have been having some issues on Apple and Spotify, but I do think it's pretty much cleared up on Spotify. We're still working on Apple, but of course we have our Stranger Things review, box office look ahead, cities. We'll be reviewing Fallout soon. There's only one more episode of that show, so we'll get it rolling back on the Apple and Spotify feeds. But of course, everything is up on YouTube, ready to go. So check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X. Leave a 5-star review, all those cool things. So we do have a jam-packed episode today. Once again, let's kick it off with something that will affect our box office numbers at the end of the year. Dune Part 3 has secured all IMAX screens for all of December, leaving Avengers.
Well, Caleb never has technical difficulties. This is a first, but he's out of here. So Doomsday has all the IMAX screens, though. How do you think that'll affect Doomsday and Dune? Do you think that'll help Dune's box office? It's got to.
Yeah, I think it will. I don't know. Maybe to a small amount. I don't think it's going to make a massive jump in the box office for Dune, but it does seem pretty crazy. Like I'm fine with it. I don't know. I'm going to see Dune in the big screen IMAX, like for sure. That's my main movie this year that I want to be sure I watch on IMAX. But it does seem kind of crazy that they can just reserve that and leave a massive movie like Doomsday without an IMAX showing. That seems weird for this day and age that we're in. But yeah, are you bummed? Like no IMAX Endgame.
I'm not bummed at all because Doomsday is more of like I'm invested in more of the story more so than Dune. I am invested in some of the cinematics. Of course, Doomsday has to be high quality, but like Dune 3, it is more of a cinema experience, whereas Doomsday to me is more of a story that I'm invested in. And if that makes any sense, and really having both of these as my box office picks, I think that helps Dune a lot, who was obviously going to struggle against Doomsday box office wise. Obviously it's not going to be too close, but I just think that helps Dune. I think the people who are going to go see Doomsday are going to go see Doomsday on whatever screen they can get it on, whereas Dune with all this IMAX, all the IMAX screens, I think that might help their box office, so that'll help.
Yeah,
because that's going to be quite the battle. And Love's back.
Sorry, technical difficulties here on a Sunday morning.
That's got to be so embarrassing to drop in the middle of an episode.
Yeah, right? Who am I, Dave?
Cool.
And
we just
Jeremy
talked about it. What was your thoughts on it? I don't know. Yeah, we both just had our take on there.
Well, if Avengers gets January, that could help it out. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. Where does Avengers get 0 IMAX screens for the whole time they're in theaters?
Yeah, for like how long is this happening?
It just says all of December, so the first 2 weekends, I'm guessing. Then, because I don't know why IMAX wouldn't have Avengers Doomsday. Like, you know what I mean? I think
it's at least. I think I believe they got it for at least the first 3 weeks. Dune did. So after that 3-week point, then maybe Doomsday will roll out. I mean, it's obviously going to be in theaters longer than 3 weeks. It's how long did Endgame stay in theaters? I would imagine a couple of
2
months at least. Yeah. So I'm sure it will get an IMAX. That's a good point. It's just going to be on the back end.
Right. Keeping it kind of with the Dune director, Denis Villeneuve, he is moving on after this to do a James Bond film, and they are looking at Jacob Elordi. He's apparently had a couple meetings with him. Now, he's not British, which is interesting, but he does look like the type that could do a good British accent. I do trust him for that. So he definitely has the look of it. He's a good-looking young man, could definitely pull off the Bond. Jeremy, are you cool with this? Because you watched Frankenstein. You're the one who watched it. So
yeah, my only exposure to this guy is Frankenstein. So I think he did a great job going from crazy scary to like gentle and good acting. Yeah, it's just I'm having trouble seeing him as like a super clever, charming like assassin that's so different from Frankenstein. But I mean, that's the only thing I've seen him in, and he killed it in that, so I'm sure he can do 007. You guys like it? You guys are much more the James Bond guys.
I saw Frankenstein too. It's cool. Caleb just doesn't
my
care.
bad.
But I thought the most out of us.
I don't know. Look wise, he's got it. I did see something about how James Bond is inconspicuous and can disappear into a crowd, and Jacob Elordi, 6'5", goes to disappear into a crowd, and they're like, he's right there. See him. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen him in enough to really judge his acting skills. I know he's liked in Euphoria. He's had that weird bathwater movie, whatever the hell that was, about rich college people.
Yeah.
What did
Chocolate
he just
starfish
do?
in the hot dog flavor water. Like
exactly, Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, let's go.
And then him and Margot are doing some weird, absolutely cucking Margot Robbie's husband movie right now, where she's just gushing over how attractive and obsessed she is with Elordi.
Sorry, that's me. That's me, Jabba Fo.
We were talking about Margot, to be fair there. No, just kidding. It was about Jacob Elordi. No, I don't know. We'll see. I could see him. He's got the look. My only thing is, do we want an American imitating a British accent for James Bond, or do we just let, if we're gonna hire an American as James Bond, do we just let him be who he is? Because we know that British people are a lot better at doing American accents than vice versa. So if maybe just roll with it, make him an American. I don't know. That's gonna piss people off.
I was gonna say that'll be even worse.
Yeah, just make James Bond American. People will love it.
So Ray Fiennes, moving on, might have confirmed Cillian Murphy as Voldemort on accident on the red carpet. Did you guys see this video where he says, you know, the person asked him, like, who would you want to see play Voldemort? Like, who could recreate the role? And he's like, oh, well, I think Cillian Murphy's going to do a good job. And so. So I was like, maybe just an old guy, because Magneto, the Magneto actor, just had Ian McKellen had the same thing where he might have just spoiled something for the Avengers movie. So these older actors do seem to not take their NDAs too seriously.
He stumbled a little bit too. Like he was like, well, I think I already gave my take on this. I think he's a great pick. Cillian would he's going to do great. Was that not announced? Well, and Ian McKellen just did that too regarding Doomsday yesterday.
What is that about?
He said he destroys New Jersey.
He said, I destroyed New Jersey yesterday. And he goes, oh, that's probably
cool.
Shouldn't have said that.
I've been telling you, Magneto's going to show up in this movie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He kind of, I believe it was an old person kind of, he thought it was already announced. He's not keeping up with stuff. And I kind of don't want Cillian to do Voldemort, though. I know. Maybe it's because I want him as Doom.
It feels like a waste. It feels like so close to Doctor Doom that it's like he'll for sure just never do Doctor Doom. I don't know. It's like barely not the cool enough franchise for me. I'm just not a big.
I mean, he'd kill it. He will kill it as Voldemort. I just selfishly don't want the Harry Potter franchise.
You just want that in like your Star Wars or Marvel or DC instead of Harry Potter.
It's very biased. By the way, Renee Zellweger, Bridget Jones' Diary, ever heard of it?
Oh my gosh.
Bloody Knuckles returning. Thanks, dude. I appreciate the energy.
Oh, Bloody Knuckles.
It's been in here before.
Love it.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Jamie, do you want to check your cords real fast? Dave, does he sound a little
I thought that was my headphones. Yeah. I've been adjusting my end, actually. That's coming on your end too.
Out. You guys can keep rolling.
It's like
something's not plugged in.
Sandpaper stuck in there, just kind of scraping away a little bit. Rolling. What we got?
So actually, I think the Harry Potter series comes out early 2027. They're talking about that too. So not too much longer. We have to wait. We'll do our ultimate Harry Potter episode at the end of the year or something to get ready. Moving on to the God of War series, we have some multiple casting news for that. Ryan Hurst, known for Sons of Anarchy and The Walking Dead. Who is he in The Walking Dead? Do you know? Or is that...
He's not in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I don't know why it says that. Because the post, I copied and pasted it, and I was like, Walking Dead, Ryan Hurst. But he's been cast...
Sorry, he may have been in one of the later seasons after Negan and Rick. I don't know. I guess we should probably check before we talk.
IMDb him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a character named Beta, which I think was one of the fake Walker. Like they put on the zombie masks. There was an Alpha, I remember, but I didn't watch the show past that point, so I guess we were wrong. He was in it.
Okay. But he's been cast as Kratos in the Amazon Prime Video live-action God of War series. Pre-production is underway in Vancouver, and the show is focusing on the Norse era of the character's journey. So, and we also, I'll throw it out there, we have Olafur Dari Olafsson as Thor. I mean, the name fits the character, that's for sure. So, how familiar with God of War are you? And this is a show. Will this be a show you're interested in?
So, I hate to say it, I've never played a single second of the games because I've had Xbox my whole life. I've heard they're great. They look dope. As soon as I get the PS5, I'm hopping over to Ragnarok because that game looks incredible. So I know what happens in the game because I've seen so many YouTube clips already and stuff because it's so interesting.
Him and the kid.
Yeah. So it's a great story. I'm stoked on this. I think so far as casting news goes, I think they've nailed this has been one of the best rollouts for casting news. So we got the guy from Severance as Thor season 1, who his voice even kind of in Severance season 1 sounds like the voice actor for Thor in the game. Every cast member they've released so far sounds perfect, and I'm stoked on Ryan Hurst. If you've watched Sons of Anarchy, you've seen him as his character Opie in that. You could totally see him being this beast of a man type of Kratos character. I think they've nailed the casting so far, so this would be sweet. It's definitely going to make me want to play the games even more after watching the show.
Right. Jeremy, you excited for the God of War series and Ryan Hurst?
Very excited, yeah. I've played them because Lub just called out David for never playing them, and he's right.
Oh, good hey, games. Andy, I just explained how I've never played these games. Maybe you take out the stuff out of your ears, all right? Jeez Louise. If you want to talk, get in the studio, bud.
Yeah, I really think the first one was better than Ragnarok, in my opinion. I love the Thor stuff. I thought Thor was really cool in that as the villain, but the gameplay is way slower in the second one from what I remember. I've been walking around as the kid through these swamps trying to find some flowers with this other lady I just met for the longest time, and I can't find these flowers. So I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. The other God of War was sick, though. You play through the whole thing. It's just pretty fun. Great story. All the mythology behind it. It's such a powerful story, like just full of the most epic mythology you could think of. So I think that'll be really cool on the big screen. And it's a show, right? Not a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be really cool. I hope that they have a high production value because it's going to be a lot of CGI.
Amazon, they'll put the money out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rings of Power. They're dumping the money out on.
Oh yeah,
good.
It's like the most expensive show still, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And Fallout has a decent budget. All the sets.
Fallout, it looks great for what it is. They don't try to go like ultra realistic with it, but that works with the show itself. So yeah, exactly.
So there was a piece of Night of the Seven Kingdoms news piece that came out. Sorry, a little brain fart. But I don't want to talk about all of it because there are some spoilers involved. But I will say they're planning on doing 4 to 5 seasons and then a time jump and then 4 to 5 seasons more. So this is planned to be, could be 10 seasons of the show, which is going, this is what the showrunner's plan is. So we'll see how it goes. But this is obviously going past the books again because George only has till season 4 or 5 written so far. So they'd be taking a leap, but obviously, no, I'm not going to say anything else. So I was about to say, but it's hard to talk about this.
I heard this. I didn't know the showrunner said it. I thought Ira Parker, the actor who plays Dunk. Yeah, no, I thought it was the actor who played Dunk who said it, and I thought he was just like, "Yeah, I want to play this role for another 15 years." I thought it was a joke. I didn't realize the showrunner actually said this as the plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit much, but
so we're talking about expecting 10 seasons of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah,
this
but
saying 15.
All right, so let me ask you:
the second half would be a totally different show. All this.
Okay, and how the book plays out? Like the first book is the Hedge Knight. Well, if the second book is a different book, can we expect a different story and a different lead character? Like a couple of these episodes? Okay.
No, the first 3 books
that's
are
all
young.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
And they're within like 3 years of each other or something. Maybe I don't know. It's not like a 20-year span that these stories are told in or anything.
Do you get to adult egg?
No.
Okay.
Not in the books. Yeah, no. Good answer. It's actually crazy the amount of people going into this show kind of blind. I kind of like seeing what their reaction is going to be. So,
yeah.
As
cool. The guy who tries to read books before the movies, which I do enjoy, I really love it. It makes the movie experience awesome. But this is a cool experience too.
Yeah,
straight up.
How'd you like Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode 2? Just real quick, maybe spoiler free. Was it as good as the first one? It was pretty short.
What I love about it is it just feels refreshing that it's not so dark and so gloomy and so devastating to certain characters. I really like the lighthearted vibes. You see a lot of that in Game of Thrones, but it's like that's the foundation of this show. Right. And I'm sure we will still expect some really cool action coming. This is about a knight and he's trying to go into this battle, this tournament. Mm-hmm. I do hope there's less of the what do they call it with the horse and the long sticks?
Penises? Oh, lances.
Yeah, the lancing. I'm not a fan of the jousting. I hope that it's a lot more of the swords, the hand-to-hand combat. But yeah, I really do like their stories. I'm invested in that lead character. He's a very likable character. Mm-hmm. Egg is interesting. He's not like annoying like a little kid side character, whatever should be or usually is. So everything just feels like it's moving really smoothly. It's nice to be in Westeros without just rapes and heads popping off everywhere you look.
Dude, episode 2, I mean, I was a big fan of the 14-inch flaccid penis that was
oh my god,
the episode.
Awesome. That's where it really picked up for me.
Seeing the memes online, the great swords of Westeros, it shows ice, it shows the widow's bane, it just shows Sir Arlen pissing in a river. Oh my god. So that was wild starts to the first 2
episodes. Our
next
nerd octagon, we gotta go Hound versus that guy.
Versus Sir Arlen.
In a very specific measurement.
Throwing Pod as a little wild card there. You never know.
Yeah,
Pod was slinging it too. It was good. It was definitely still a little slow. But I just love the heart, man. I love the interactions between the two. Egg's interactions to like the festivities and everything. Again, no spoilers, but there's a scene where a fish head gets bit off and Egg's just losing it, going crazy. And then later in the night, he's like, the fish pot was disgusting, though. You were going nuts about it. So it's just fun. I love the characters. And it was a great little speech at the end of the episode that gets you pumped up for what's to come. So, yeah, I think we're getting in the tournaments. The first 2 episodes felt like the setup, and now we're going into the tournament episode 3. And I think things are going to get turned up a bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready. I'm loving it. Let's go. Another piece of Game of Thrones news. Things came out yesterday. Genndy Tartakovsky, nailed it, reportedly attached to the animated Game of Thrones Sea Snake series. That's a tongue twister. The 9 Voyages. So this was one of the things they announced after House of Dragon season 1. We were probably like, yeah, it's cool. It's an animated show about Corlys Velaryon, his past, how he got to this top of the mountain. But having the original Clone Wars animator attached to this is pretty cool. So definitely piques my interest a little bit more. I actually just watched the Tartakovsky Clone Wars Part 1 on Disney Plus like last week. It's pretty sick, dude. It's pretty sick. I'm going to watch Part 2 pretty soon. So,
dude. The lore that Tartakovsky uses in Star Wars and the Clone Wars, and like he did General Grievous way better than it was ever done. Like he took it to heart. He cared about the lore of Star Wars, and like so the fact that he's going to be taking on a Game of Thrones series and who cares about the history, everything, I believe he's going to go all out in it. And some of those action sequences were just savage for the early 2000s coming from
Mace Windu. That Mace Windu one is crazy.
It's so sick. So I that's awesome. I think this will be fun. This should just be a fun series.
Yeah. JD, you're muted still. Oh, some technical issues. But yes, that's something I'll be looking forward to now if he's going to be a part of it. And has he done anything recently? I'm sure he's still working on stuff, but nothing as iconic as the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's been up to. I guess we should take a peek into that. I mean, he did Samurai Jack,
okay.
That was an all-timer too. He did a show Primal in 2019, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
But that kind of looks like his only recent stuff.
All right. We need JD back for this next part, but we'll we'll move it around a little bit. Let's talk Spider-Man Brand New Day. We're going to move on to Marvel. There he is. Jeremy's back. We're moving on to Marvel, Jeremy, and Wonder Man. You actually watched all 8 episodes. So would you want to give kind of a quick spoiler-free review on the Wonder Man series?
Spoiler-free review. Yeah, don't expect anything that you've ever seen from Marvel before, even action-wise. And that's actually not a bad thing, especially the being like not being like the recent Marvel. All right, I mean, this is just going poorly so far. But what I'll say is doesn't feel like a superhero show at all. This is a character study about a man trying to make it in his career and struggling through making it in his career. And it does it beautifully. There's great acting. There's an engaging story. Like I said, not superhero, not action, but it's very refreshing to have that, because Marvel has been cornier than ever. It's been less story oriented than ever. It's been less character oriented than ever. It's been a lot of fluff. And this is just zero fluff. And it's just a really good story. So without spoilers, I guess that's all I'll say, though. A really nice little, and it has a lot of great humor. There's a couple big laughs. Trevor Slattery, great character in there. But I think does
it stand alone? Is there any tie-ins, or kind of just its own thing?
No, I'd say about no tie-ins, unless there could be little Easter eggs I've missed, but definitely nothing relevant.
Okay.
And like by the end of it, I don't want to say really too much besides that. But yeah, it's a good show, really good show. I'd put it somewhere in the top 5 of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, because it's not exactly a stacked list to pick from.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
And Dave, you started it, right?
Yeah, I just finished episode 3. I'm really enjoying it, dude. Like JD said, it doesn't even feel like a Disney Plus series. The only times it does is when the Department of Damage Control shows up.
True.
And it kind of feels a little Disney-ish. You get a little corny humor. It ties into Iron Man 3, obviously, just because it's Trevor Slattery. You know, the Mandarin stuff gets brought up. But yeah, I just think it feels like an HBO miniseries almost, about an aspiring actor who's just, and has a dark secret that he's hiding, and that kind of is teased in little eggshells throughout the first few episodes so far, in a good way. Like, I'm intrigued. I'm expecting it to stay as kind of an actor type weird miniseries, but Ben Kingsley has been incredible as always as Trevor Slattery. There's been a lot of really fun scenes. It's just a fun show to throw on, and it's done pretty well. So it's like JD said, it's not She-Hulk, it's not just forced, corny, stupid writing with just shoveled in jokes. I mean, even Miss Marvel came off a lot cornier than this show is coming off for me. It's just it's pretty solid. I don't know if it's going to matter, but it's an enjoyable watch.
Nice. It's something I'm definitely going to start soon.
Yeah.
And we also had a Daredevil season 2 trailer. JD was not able to make our look ahead episode where we talked about this, but did this tickle your fancy at all, JD, or was it kind of underwhelming for the trailer wise?
I am pumped for the show. Yeah, the trailer felt weird. I don't know. The music was like cutting in and out. It felt like a weird artsy trailer. I don't know. I don't think the trailer was amazing, but I am so pumped to get into this. That black costume, we see like the actual DD for the first time ever. That is so sick. Beautiful. There's a lot of questions I have, like, why was there that weird AI Kingpin? It showed Foggy. I mean,
right.
Weird.
It just showed him in
with
the trailer,
long hair. So is that a flashback, or
it might be a flashback?
I guess that's what we're supposed to assume, right? And what else do I have on this? There's a missing Matt Murdock poster at one point, so at some point he's going to get captured. And then go ahead about the missing poster, though.
Yeah, I think he's gone underground and he's building up this fight squad, and now the anti-vigilante task force is out, and New York's on martial law lockdown, and Murdock's underground building up this army. And so everybody thinks he's missing. Yep.
Yeah. That is so sick, dude. That would be cool. They also have that machine that shuts down his senses, like L, like in Stranger Things.
Weird.
So that'll bite him in the ass, because they're using Karen in an apartment, and then they show this machine turned on. He's like, he drops to the ground. So they have an L machine,
dude.
So yeah, it looks sick. You got Bullseye in there, everything. I can't wait.
I want to hear, because I didn't really hear your thoughts on. I know Andy didn't really like the trailer much either. Did you not like it either, Lub?
No, I enjoyed it. I get what you guys are saying, but I always feel like the first trailer is a little misleading in a way, or they don't show much. And then the second trailer is really where you get the meat and potatoes. But I'm excited for the show. I mean, I love the black suit. I mean, season 1 ended with such like a cliffhanger with the martial law and Kingpin taking over. Where this show be better than Loki?
Just being a Daredevil and Kingpin, such a fan of those characters, I think I'll enjoy it more.
It's tough, but
dude, I'm really starting to think this will have to play into Spider-Man. I mean, how does it not? I feel like there was like some kind of contractual change recently with. It seemed like they were getting along legislation-wise recently.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
man, I'm really starting to think that the Hand, Daredevil's black costume, for those of you who don't know, is directly in line with the Shadowland era in comics. Not the best comics, but the concept's really cool. Daredevil kind of goes a little crazy and becomes the leader of the Hand. And that's the black costume in the comics. I think the Hand is supposed to maybe be in Spider-Man as rumored, man. I don't see how Kingpin's not going to, his control over New York is not going to play into Spider-Man at this point. So
right.
Can you imagine that though? Daredevil in that movie. Punisher's already in there, dude. He's got to be in there, which
it's set up. Yeah.
In the age of no more surprises because of social media, what a cool surprise that would be if we never knew he was in there and it was a surprise. Because they wouldn't need to show Daredevil to boost their box office. It's already Spider-Man, Hulk, Punisher. You could actually keep that as a surprise, and potentially, man, that would be so cool.
There's a lot of potential. Sony announced that side characters could now be used, or I don't know if Sony announced it, but there was an announcement that Spider-Man side characters can now be used in Marvel Studios properties and TV shows. So that opens up the door right there. What were you saying, Lub?
Daredevil is going to end what? 3 weeks, a month before Spider-Man comes out. If it goes from March to June, and then you have Spider-Man in July, perfect little lead-in.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I clicked at the same time. Yep.
Apparently, season 2 of Daredevil takes place after the events of Captain America 4, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four, so no repercussions of the martial law stuff.
But my question is they didn't even address martial law in those movies. So it felt like season 1 took place after Captain America 4 and Thunderbolts 2, because we were in New York and nobody made mention of martial, or did they drop a quick line in Thunderbolts about martial law? I know Captain America 4 for sure didn't. So I thought season 1 was after Captain America 4 too. But I don't know if that was ever confirmed or not. Yeah, it'd be weird if they just dropped the martial law coming into season 2 though. After that was the season 1 ending, like that's gonna feel weird if we roll into season 2, Daredevil's in hiding, and they just don't talk about martial law or anything. Yeah, there you go. Season 1 also.
Love you.
So yeah, I think I feel like they have to mention martial law in season 2. That would be baffling if all of a sudden they just left that in the past.
Yeah. Big year for Marvel. Daredevil.
I like the trailer, actually. I know you guys weren't a fan of it. I actually really enjoyed it. I like the vibe to it. I didn't expect to learn a bunch. Like you said, it's the first one, but I liked the vibe to it. It was weird. It was different, but it worked for me.
And the return of Karen. So she's like back, I feel like this is their, like, Board Again had quite an obstacle, kind of doing something old while doing something new and creating something, a little different. So they're kind of readjusting, right? Season 2, they might be kind of in the swing of things, and this could be just way better.
Totally. Yeah. Jessica Jones is back, smacking people with tables. And I saw another thing that would tickle Andy's fancy, which was it's a strong reports that the Defenders will return in full. I don't know about in this season, but that's like the game plan for moving forward with this storyline of the MCU. So to me personally, I don't care if Finn Jones comes back or Luke Cage, but Jessica Jones being back is dope. Seeing the Punisher working with them would be sick too.
Oh yeah. All right, Taika Watiti said his comedic version of Thor was for the greater good.
Shut up.
This was for the greater good of the franchise as a whole. I can't wait to see these Avengers movies. So Taika, he does have a Star Wars quote we'll talk about later, but we like Ragnarok for the most part, and then Love and Thunder, just too over the top. Taika, stay away from Thor. Let's get our Russo brothers Thor back in the Avengers movies.
It's like that person that's giving you a haircut and they slip up and cut half of the chunk off your head. And then they go, actually, you know what? This is for the better. You look better bald. Let's just shave it all off. I meant to do that. Like, no, Taika, the movie sucked, brother. And now they're having to rebuild him and he's going to have a comeback. But let's not act like Love and Thunder was this artistic plan to put Thor into this part of the storyline. Just get out of here.
Yeah. I'd respect it way more if he just said, yeah, might have missed on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
No, it didn't work clearly because that did nothing for the character. That was a complete step back for the character, big time. Yeah. So shut up.
And we do have a rumor for Doomsday. We're kind of trying to figure out how all these legacy characters are going to tie in, and one of the rumors is there could be an incursion happening between Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe and the original X-Men universe, which sounds pretty crazy. So to the two universes from the early 2000s clashing heads. JD, does it get you excited?
Yeah, some of the coolest news or rumors that I've heard so far. Just sitting down and watching Tobey's Spider-Man and probably Doc Ock, is probably after No Way Home, after they go home and just seeing an incursion. My question, will Dr. Doom show up and be like, yo, this is an incursion. This is what we're going to do. Or is one of the universes going to be destroyed? So we understand the ramifications of an incursion and we understand what the Avengers are going to be facing here in the future. But in the process of showing us incursions and introducing the threat, I mean, just seeing Spider-Man and X-Men fight, which happened in the original Secret Wars. He went in there and watched the X-Men and found out some info that he brought back to the other characters. And he schooled him in the comic. And I don't think that happens in the movie universe. I think Spider-Man, even if it's Spider-Man and Doc Ock and another character, they probably get washed by the X-Men. But that would just be so cool. I mean, just imagine starting Avengers Doomsday and you just got Tobey walking around his universe and then an incursion and then the X-Men come down and like, what the hell's going on? And then they start fighting and you're just like, whoa, that's crazy. So, and then what if Tobey joins the team? I don't know. Tom Holland's not going to be in there, but you're telling me one of your highest IP character isn't going to be in your Avenger movie? I don't buy it. Can you imagine if half the movie is running around with Tobey meeting Thor, Tobey meeting Shuri, the Fantastic Four, and Tobey being a part of this kind of multiversal team temporarily, dude? I don't know. That might be going too far. We don't know if this rumor is true. We're speculating as if talking as if it's true, but man, that works for me.
But it matches up with the rumors we've gotten of this is the boldest introduction of a movie of any MCU movies. The opening of this movie is going to be mind-bending, like it's crazy. So I kind of almost feel more, and it'd be a bummer. I think, like you said, JD, I do think they have to have the incursion happen. You need to have the weight of this shown. You can't have them stopping an incursion right off the bat. You got to have the weight of this shown. I kind of feel like we may see the Spider-Man and X-Men thing going on, and maybe Tobey doesn't make it, but Scott and a couple of the X-Men do. So we see the full old X-Men crew for at least a bit, but then we only get a handful of them for the rest of the movie because they were the only survivors of that incursion. Something like that. Now we know the incursions are for real. You have an emotional goodbye to Tobey Maguire for good, which again, I don't want that to happen, but we probably got to close the book on him at some point. But yeah, that could be a crazy. I also just want it to be the King and Doom scene to open it up Doomsday too, but this would be sweet.
That's scene 2.
Yeah, let's not get greedy.
It's just the craziest battles every scene.
Well, in the Multiverse of Madness post-credit scene, do we know what universe Clea took Doctor Strange to? Was that his own?
Not at all. Not at all, right?
So that could be maybe Doctor Strange and Clea are also running around in there?
I fully expect them to. I think he'll come across Doctor Doom before anything else. I think his next step is coming across Doctor Doom. Like
a couple of doctors cutting it up.
Well, and Doctor Strange has a pretty big role when Doctor Doom becomes God Emperor and whatnot. So there's a lot of theories about Doctor Doom or Doctor Strange maybe being one of the antagonists rolling into this by the end of the story, helping Doom. Who knows, man?
Helping Doom for the greater good. I think we'll definitely get Sheriff Strange.
Right, because he thinks this is the only way to stop the incursions. And then the whole multiverse of madness, they kept saying Doctor Strange is the greatest threat to the multiverse. The Illuminati kept saying that, and maybe that's why, maybe this is for a reason too. Yep.
And in the modern Secret Wars, when Doom World was created, what the hell is purple?
I don't know.
Sheriff Strange was, right-hand man, but he hid a section of he had like a hidden Isle of Agamotto section where he had like an Infinity Gauntlet and stuff that they could use to beat Doom eventually, but he had it hidden down there out of Doom's awareness. So something like that could totally happen.
Straight up.
Dave, your lips look very gray.
Why do y'all think Magneto might destroy New Jersey? I think they want to put really significant comic book scenes in there every now and then. And I think turning New York into a pretzel was one of Magneto's giant villain moments in comics in Planet X. And I think they want to recreate that for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I just think that his Planet X domination over New York is what we're going to see in this movie in one way or another.
And poor New York. Always
that's a Grant Morrison comic. Yeah, New York.
All right, let's move on to DC. We have some not so great news for Batman, the Brave and the Bold. Christina Hodson from The Flash, Birds of Prey, and Bumblebee is reportedly set to write the script for the Batman movie, which not the best track record. And Andy Muschietti might not end up directing the movie, depending on timing and availability. The filmmaker now finds himself a hot commodity thanks to the success of Welcome to Derry. So those are kind of conflicting now. Do we think that, this movie seems like it's never going to be made, but maybe one day. Do we like Christina Hodson as the writer, though? Are we confident in her?
Dave's feeling in like kind of a gray area about it.
Yeah.
Melancholy feeling about this right now. It looks better than purple.
To me, it feels like who has the worst record in the NFL right now?
Raiders.
Okay, let's get the head coach of the Raiders and bring him over to the Niners. That's what this feels like. Like just one of the worst. She wrote a Batgirl show that literally never got released to the public, or maybe it's on Max
tax
now,
write-off.
No. Like it was so bad that they just didn't even send it. So that's pretty gnarly. But I do like Bumblebee. If I'm going to say, I can't be all negative. I liked Bumblebee a lot. It's one of my more likable Transformers movies. And they have rapport. So hopefully they come together and be like, look, the fans didn't like this, and about our freaking Flash movie. Let's do something better. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like the move to make. It's your Batman. It's your introduction to Batman, your highest IP character, into this brand new universe. And you're not going to hire just top talent with a killer resume. You just hired someone that just lost trust recently. So.
Dave?
Yeah, and she doesn't have a good track record at all. Can you hear me? I'm pretty delayed, but tell me if I'm still here or not. Am I here? Okay. 5 projects, 6 if you count Batgirl. But Batgirl was being described as one of the worst scripts people had ever read. Some of the comments, they were anonymous, but they said it was one of the worst script they'd ever read. Birds of Prey was entertaining despite the script. Margot Robbie was good in it. Ewan McGregor was good in it. There was some very entertaining scenes, but the dialogue, the story was idiotic. It was nonsensical. The third act was absolutely horrible. And the dialogue was bad. So all the parts she contributed weren't great. The movie was entertaining despite her. And then you got The Flash, which obviously we know was a massive disappointment. And the way she wrote Ben Affleck was terrible. This is my least favorite Ben Affleck aspects of the entire DCEU were in The Flash. Not the action, because she didn't write that, but any of the he had some decent dialogue with Barry at one point in the movie, I will say that. But just overall, no, there's not a single ounce of me that wants her taking on the new Batman of the DCU. I think this is not a good decision.
Why do you think it is that high caliber directors aren't jumping to direct a Batman movie at least for a new universe with this new exciting ownership? You'd think your Villeneuve's would want to do Batman and be trying to do Batman. You would think that about your Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, high IP characters, but
right.
It's weird that you end up with Muschietti. But let's remember Muschietti did It Welcome to Derry. That's Dave and I's single favorite show of 2025. So Andy Muschietti is good to go. Oh, yeah. There goes Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, still in.
No, I'm here.
Muschietti's little busy these days, and he's probably been waiting for this Batman Brave and the Bold movie to come out, and so we'll see. Seems like it's all up in the air. We got the first teaser / look for Jason Momoa as Lobo in Supergirl. I don't know if you saw that kind of scene of him walking from the trailer, whatever. It was him smoking a cigar, and then it flipped to the Lobo. So, did you see this, Jeremy?
I saw the one with the full shot of him on the bike. Is it the same one?
Okay. I think there's two. There's two different things, but
okay. Yeah, I might have missed
how's
the
other
one. Honestly, I thought his face didn't really nail the look. Something about his face was off for me, and I can't describe it, but his face itself looked cartoony. I was picturing something a little different when it comes to his face, but it felt strange, and that's a really weird gripe. But you got the whole bike, and everything looks freaking awesome. So the face just looked strange to me. I don't know, but yeah, I'm excited of course I'm excited for that. But go ahead.
No, I just weirdly know what you mean. I kind of it felt like I was expecting it to be perfect because I know Jason Momoa was perfect for this look. The costume design, everything looked like it. But there was a split hesitation with me when they first showed him too, where I was like, something was off there. But I have no words to describe it, but I feel like I understand what you're saying.
You know how not cartoony Heath Ledger's Joker paintings looked?
Yes.
That's how I expected Lobo, like the black and white, but a little more Heath Ledgery.
Okay.
Is it worn down,
too clean, maybe
worn down, or too clean and too maybe uniform? I don't know.
But and we'll see. They'll make final adjustments. So the main movie it may look better for the main man. God.
And that comes out this June. Of course, Andy's draft in the box office draft. Go check that episode out. Check the results on our social media pages as well, and vote for who you think will have the most money at the end of the year. All right, a little bit of Star Wars. JD also missed us talking about the Maul Shadow Lord trailer. So, JD, you want to give your thoughts on that real quick?
Yeah, as someone who is just a little tired of so much animated Star Wars, don't get much excitement for a lot of the Tales of the Jedi, Fate of the whatever, Tales of the whoever. But this trailer was freaking cool, man. This was really cool. I liked the dialogue, the music, the editing, the vibes of it, the aesthetics, Darth Maul's action scenes, everything was so cool, man. Darth Maul is why in my opinion, Darth Maul is why Clone Wars is so good. And to see a show dedicated to him, give me a few more hallway scenes. I think Darth Maul has one of the most underrated hallway scenes in season 7 when he's using wall panels to block shots and decapitate people. So sick, with a great score behind that the scene too. But yeah, this looks really cool. It's still kind of a bummer. You already know his fate. There's nothing crazy new and exciting and like significant that'll happen. But it's gonna be a really cool Darth Maul chapter, and we've never got that before. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Dave, you want any second thoughts?
No, I'm excited. Yeah, I think it's limited potential, but I think it could be a fun little mini series we get.
It's being reported that Daisy Ridley's Rey Skywalker is reportedly expected to have a major role in the Simon Kinberg planned trilogy, but the focus will be on brand new leads. So we still don't understand what's going on with the Rey movie and this trilogy, but I think Rey does need to be in it. It would be cool to have her as the old, wise Jedi. I guess maybe now she's actually had some years of training. But I don't know. We'll see how this whole trilogy comes. We're just looking for Mando and Grogu. We'll do it one movie, one show at a time. But Dave, you want to see Rey back?
No. I don't care, but I don't need to see another movie based on her.
That's fair.
Yeah. I like Rey a lot, so I'm fine with it. It's just I don't think she really earned the status of like this legendary Jedi in the background, like an Obi-Wan type character in the background of new characters. But I would like it if they played it like she's not there yet, but maybe this can be her trilogy where she reaches that level and she starts off kind of helping, but still kind of not incompetent, but not fully dialed in with all the Jedi stuff and efficiency or whatever. And she kind of has her own arc reaching that legendary status throughout this, but not being the main character. And I like the idea of new main characters. What we've been missing out from Star Wars is a new great villain. So that's like the one thing I think they need for this new trilogy. They gotta get a really solid villain presence up there.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, by the way. If they do go with her, I think the last thing they need to do after being accused of Mary suing her by making her one of the greatest Jedi fighters out of nowhere, I think the last thing you want to do is make her this great wise Jedi master instantly out of nowhere too. That ain't gonna make people very happy.
Yeah, right. No, you're right. Make her conflicted a little. Give her a little Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
not too much though. Maybe a mix of Luke and Obi-Wan.
Depends which Luke, but yeah.
Bringing it back to Mr. Taika, our favorite director. He says his Star Wars film is in development and it will harness a little more fun from the original films. The stakes are very high and there are serious things going on, but there's also a lot of fun to be had. So I feel like Taika might be one of those guys where if he gets his own story, not continuing like he'd had to do with Thor, if he just has his own clean slate to make a movie, he could make something fun in the Star Wars realm. Jeremy, do you like Taika more on this side over than the Marvel side, or no?
Man, I don't know. If he did like Skeleton Crew, maybe. I don't know, man. I always believe people are capable of learning lessons, and part of his quote saying there will be stakes and there will be seriousness, but it will be fun. It makes me hope that one, he learned from Thor Ragnarok or Thor Love and Thunder, and two, he has enough respect for the Star Wars universe not to make a joke out of it. And so I think there's a world where his Star Wars movie is good, of course, sure, but I don't know. It's kind of scary. You really don't want that kind of vibe in Star Wars unless it is like a Skeleton Crew.
It needs to be like on the level of Starfighter, standalone, one movie, do your thing, and then get out of there.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Like, imagine if he was doing Starfighter. Wouldn't be excited.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Dave, you've been shaking your head, giving dirty looks the whole time, so.
Sorry.
Why are you gray?
Just reactions. I'm telling you, man, these topics are keeping me down. And you throw Taika into Star Wars at this state, you're going to stay down. No, I don't know. He's done nothing to make me want him to do a Star Wars movie. So I hope he doesn't. If it happens to come out and it gets good reviews, I'll go and check it out, but I'm not going to have any hope in it.
Wow.
Till he earns it.
Have you guys seen What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes, it's great.
Actually,
it's hilarious.
Really it's like The Office with vampires.
The show or the movie? Because Taika's in the movie.
Probably the oldest stuff, the show.
Okay. The movie was the first one. And then there's a show out now. Yeah, Taika was in the movie, and it was great. It's hilarious.
So Taika's was the movie back in the day, not the show? Okay, then I saw that one. I just saw the Taika one.
And it's hilarious. That's a great movie.
Because did he direct it too? Or was he just in it?
He was in it. He was in the writing part of it too.
Okay. It's funny. I saw something about when he writes his own movies is when they go poorly. Like I think he might have wrote Love and Thunder, but he did not write Ragnarok. So I wonder if he's writing this, just maybe if he's not writing it, that'll be a little better.
Right.
What We Do in the Shadows was written and directed by Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi. And Jermaine Clement, if you've ever seen Flight of the Conchords, it's this very obscure New Zealand comedy that used to be on HBO. It's hilarious, but that's Jermaine Clement. But New Zealand humor, it's good.
Dude, and like he is really funny. So why are we keeping him in these franchises? Like, he's created comedy. Do comedy.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah. Right. All right. To wrap things up, our look ahead episode was pretty long. It was 2 hours, so we did not get to video games. So we're going to talk about the video games coming out in 2026 real quick. Resident Evil 9 Requiem is coming out February 27th. Requiem.
I'm just guessing. Yeah, Requiem. Yeah.
Anybody Resident Evil fans out there? Anybody like horror games? I'm not a big horror game guy.
Me neither, and I never played Resident Evil or saw the movie.
Yeah.
Or
never
played
seen the
video
movie
games in my life.
Never played the game. Never played the Silent Hill games. I saw one of the movies once. But yeah, horror games I've never really been.
I don't like them. Jump scared.
Well, I don't like them. They're really slow, and they actually are hella scary. You're like walking around. Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say
The Last of Us is the closest I'll do, because that you're like in the dark with the flashlight and there's a fucking zombie around the corner and it jumps out and runs at you. So that's as far as I'll go.
Gonna say these horror games are kind of like the game or the missions in Red Dead that we don't like, where you're having to sneak around or you're trunching through the snow or it's taking forever, but now you have undead things popping out at you in the dark and killing you and scaring the shit out of you. So it's not my cup of tea.
And then we do have James Bond 007 First Light. It was delayed a couple months to May, which did kind of mess up my whole gaming stream schedule. I was gonna pop this brand new game in March, but it comes out May. I mean, we haven't had a James Bond game in 20 years, which is pretty weird because there was a ton of them in the 90s and early 2000s. So it should be fun. It's an origin story featuring stealth gadgets and large cinematic set pieces. So I'm sure there's gonna be some stunts you have to pull off, and maybe like a Hitman with the Uncharted crossover. Who knows how they're gonna do it, but it'll be fun. I'm down. Yeah. And then we have Star Wars Galactic Racer, the racing title from Fuse Games, bringing back classic space racing action. That looks fun. Looks like a fun little, maybe create your own ship and then race it around. So fun little side game.
If that's an open world racing game where I can upgrade my car slowly as I progress and keep winning races, I will probably enjoy that. That sounds sick.
Right.
If it's
Need for Speed Star Wars.
Yeah, but the problem is no racing games are like that anymore. So this probably won't be like that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know about the open world aspect of it, but maybe semi-open. Yeah. And then we have Marvel's Wolverine comes out maybe the holiday season 2026. Is a PS5 exclusive. It's Insomniac, the same people who did the Spider-Man games. They're doing a Wolverine solo game, so this should be pretty sick with there's all the moves you could do, tearing people in half probably.
Dude. Did you guys play the X-Men Origins Wolverine video game back in the day? It was savage.
On a demo.
Such a sick game. I had so much fun with that. Played it over and over. With the quality of that Insomniac Spider-Man coming, the modern age, this is going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we do have the Fable reboot. Trailer just came out. It comes out this fall. Anybody ever play Fable back in the day? Where open world fantasy RPG. You can get married, get divorced, have kids, own houses, own businesses, be evil, grow horns, be good. There's all that kind of aspects to it. So it's a fun game to play.
I don't remember businesses and having divorces and stuff, but I do remember it was one of those first games that your decisions reflected the storyline, and it made you good or evil. You could take the dark path, the light path. So that was fun. I liked the first couple of Fable games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very one of those games where you can play for 10 hours and not do a single mission. You're just messing around the whole time. So I always like those games.
Yeah.
We have a Warhammer 40K game coming out. Henry Cavill's new Love and Life. So we'll see how that goes. Never played it before, but a lot of them are PC games. So I'm not sure if this is going to be on console, but got a new Warhammer 40K. And also Halo Campaign Evolved is coming. I think it's a remaster, but it's the first Halo game to be on PS5. So Halo will be out for everybody this year. Kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I thought you misspoke, but it is. It's called Campaign Evolved because the original game's called Halo Combat Evolved. So it must be a remake, reboot, some sort or something. Right. They must have changed a little bit about it. Interesting. Oh, it's a 3-mission prequel arc that's added to it. Huh.
So added 3 missions and then play the game again.
And then remastered, yeah.
And the one elephant in the room, the game that is coming out this year, hopefully, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh,
God. What do you think of something else?
No, I was just trying to think of what it was, but yeah, of course.
November 19th is the release date. Now, it was supposed to come out December of 25, and then it was May, and now it's November. So it's a very big game. I don't know how we're going to have the storage on our consoles to download. I have to delete every other game and just have Grand Theft Auto on there. But
no kidding.
I can't wait. I mean, another trailer should be dropping soon too. Get some more stuff for that, but hopefully we get our video game stream audience up by next November, and then we'll be cruising. Right
there you go. Oh my God! Yeah, it's expected to reach 250 gigabytes for the game to.
And like NBA 2K are normally really big games because all that like my player stuff, and it's like 120, like 130 gigabytes normally. Yeah, so 250s, wild. All right, I guess that about wraps it up. Did we miss anything? Any news pieces out there you guys want to talk about?
Well, just remind our guests, February 7th, we got a very special guest coming on.
Yeah. James Caan, who was a writer.
Perhaps related to Genghis Khan, as high chance we all are.
Yes.
Yeah. James Caan, the famous,
technical. This is a very technical, difficulty heavy episode. Sorry, Dave cut out.
Gosh,
James Caan, writer of.
Pulled up here. Did I drop? No, JD did. Great.
You did drop.
No, you did.
I did. Well, whatever, man. Don't be rude about it.
All right. We got the writer. He did Return of the Jedi, novelization of that. He wrote Poltergeist. He wrote Indiana Jones. The dude was in the E.T. movie for a second. He's one of the doctors resuscitating E.T. So that's pretty crazy. Kathleen Kennedy walked into this dude's office and asked them, like, for, I think, help shooting that scene, maybe. And there's a story about that. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So, a dude that is in the game, high up there. So,
yep. And he wrote a book, My Jedi Memoir, A Double Life, that I think we're going to talk a little bit about too. It's on Kindle right now. But yeah, and he was in The Godfather. He was an Elf. That's the other James Caan. Wow. I'm just kidding. Different spelling. But yeah, no, that should be fun. It'll be our second Star Wars author that we'll be having on the show and interviewing. A couple years back, we had, I keep forgetting How the Force Can Fix the World.
Stephen Kent, is that what it was?
Yeah. Yep. Stephen Kent. So yeah, it'll be fun. The 7th, 10 a.m. Saturday, Pacific time. Be there. All right, thank you for joining us on this jam-packed Week in Geek, and we will see you next weekend with our big guest, James Caan. So thank you, and we'll see you next time at Why So Sidious, a nerd podcast.